Genocide, a powerful term to describe one of the worst crimes imaginable, deliberate killing with the intent of destroying a faction of people. It's a word that we're hearing more and more in the past month regarding what is happening in Gaza as the war between Israel and Hamas rages on. Well, now a new report from a pro-Israel advocacy group is pushing back on using the term to describe Israeli actions in the Middle East. It argues that genocide requires an intent to destroy a group of people and therefore cannot be used to describe what is happening in Gaza. Rather, it makes the case that after the attacks on October 7th by Hamas, Israel has a right to defend itself, which includes fighting terrorism. With us now is the writer of that report, Amanda Berman, a founder and executive director of Zioness. Amanda, thanks so much for being here.
Thanks so much for having me, Natasha.
First, can you explain why your group asserts what's happening in Gaza is not genocide?
Yeah, so there are actually a variety of reasons, and the implications of using this word are extremely serious. First of all, as you already mentioned, the invocation of this term, genocide, has consequences. It's grossly inaccurate, at least as an accusation against Israel. The crime of genocide, as you already said, requires special intent, the coordinated and planned destruction of a group in whole or in part. And as you said, Israel is responding defensively to the invasion of its territory and the worst crimes against humanity committed against Israeli civilians. And, you know, it's important to note also that the Palestinian population has actually multiplied by 15 since 1948. When we talk about genocide, we're talking about the systematic extermination of a people. When you look at, for example, the Holocaust, which is the historical event that the term genocide was born to represent and to ensure that it never happened again, the population of European Jewry was 2/3 less. 66% of Europe's Jews were exterminated by the Nazis with the intention of actually destroying all of the Jewish people. And this simply cannot be said of Israel's defensive response to Hamas's invasion of Israel. It's also important to understand that the use of the term genocide inverts cause and effect. It makes it more difficult to end the war, and it paints Israel as the unilateral aggressor when, as we've already discussed, Israel is responding defensively. Instead of putting the pressure on Hamas for Hamas's behavior, both in invading Israel and you know, the corresponding horrors that Israeli civilians were subjected to, and using Palestinians, innocent Palestinian victims, as human shields to protect Hamas fighters and weaponry. Instead, people are demanding a ceasefire from Israel.
Amanda, I'm so sorry. We're almost out of time, but I want to give you the chance to respond to this. I appreciate the perspective you're bringing. It seems the argument is based on the UN's definition of genocide. This week, the United Nations' own experts were very vocal in saying, quote, "We remain convinced that the Palestinian people are at grave risk of genocide," very clearly using that word. What is your response to this?
So this is the degradation of the term genocide. It's making it devoid of meaning, and it's making it impossible for the international community to actually identify, investigate, and prosecute real genocides, of which there are several ongoing. And the last really important point to make about this is that this is the normalization of anti-Semitism. It is the painting of Jews with the blood libel, the historic anti-Semitic trope that accuses Jews of being bloodthirsty, warmongering, and you know, filled with vengeance. This is not what is happening. Israel is responding defensively, and the international community using terms like this is making this war go longer, and it is ultimately responsible. The international community is ultimately going to be responsible for the unnecessary death of thousands of innocent Palestinians, and it breaks all of our hearts.
All right, Amanda Berman, I appreciate your time tonight. Thanks so much for coming on. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.